Thirds are created by stacking every other note of a major scale in sets of 2. So if you have, for instance, a C major scale, and we play that in thirds, that means we're skipping every other note. From 1 to 3 is a third, 2 to 4 is a third, 3 to 5, 4 to 6, 5 to 7, 6 to 8, 7 to 9, and then you're back to 8. So that would be, that's a third, that's a third, that's a third. So when we stack a scale like that in thirds, there are 2 kinds of thirds created. One kind is called a major third, and it has 2 whole steps between the 2 notes. A whole step on the guitar is a fret in between. It's a 2 fret spread. So a major third would have 2 of those. So a major third has 2 steps, 2 steps apart. A minor third is a step and a half. So that's a whole step and then a half step, which is a single fret. Obviously can't play 2 notes on the same string. So we play the root note on one string and the third, the 2 whole steps, major third, on the next string. Looks like that. A minor third looks like that. To put these thirds into scales, you need to be able to play a major scale along a single string. I'm going to do the second string, and you don't really need to know what key we're in or anything like that at this point. We're not going to cover that in this lesson. That would be covered in the 5-lesson foundational series at masterguitarschool.com. You can get it for free. You just have to sign up as a site member. But to play a major scale along one string, the key to that is to realize that there's a half step between 3 and 4 and the 7th and the 8th degree of the scale. All the other intervals are whole steps. So we're going to start right here, the 2nd string at the 3rd fret. That just happens to be D, but it's not necessary that you know that necessarily. Redundancy. From the 1st to the 2nd note of the scale is a whole step. From 2 to 3 is a whole step. 3 to 4, half step. 4 to 5, whole step. 5 to 6, whole step. 6 to 7, whole step. And 7 to 8 is a half step. The 8 is the octave. Oct is 8 from where we started. 1, 2, 3, half step to 4, 5, 6, 7, half step to 8. Back down, 8 to 7 is a half step. 6, 5, 4, half step to 3, 2, 1. So you need to drill that pattern on the neck. And it's really good to be cognizant of what scale degree you're on, what the number is. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Now we're going to put thirds to that. You'll use both major and minor thirds. The 1, the 4, the 5, and the 8 are major. 2, 3, 6, and 7 are minor. So 1 is major, whole step to 2 is minor, 3 is minor, half step to 4, 4 is major, 5 is major, that's a whole step to 6, 6 is minor, whole step to 7, 7 is minor, and half step to 8 is major. So you should be able to hear the scale in that. back down. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. I'm going to hit the open D string so you can hear the tonality. Hear the scale? So you should drill that sequence. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. You'll hear little pieces of songs. We're going to do thirds on the second set of 2 strings, which is strings 2 and 3. The shape is different. A major third on strings 2 and 3 looks like that. The minor third looks like that. So if we start on the 3rd string at the 2nd fret, that would be A, and we play the major scale. It's the same pattern as the other position, half step between 3 and 4, and 7 and 8. Everything else is a whole step. The major and minor sequences are the same. 1, 4, 5, and 8 are major. 2, 3, 6, and 7 are minor. So, from this position, there's 1 is major, whole step to 2, that's minor, whole step to 3, that's minor, half step to major, that's 4. 5 is a whole step, that's major. 6 is a whole step, minor. 7 is a whole step, that's minor. And 8 is major. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Again, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. A huge percentage of all the thirds that you will wind up playing in the real world occur on the first 2 sets of 2 strings, strings 1 and 2 and strings 2 and 3. So in keeping with the quick and dirty concept of these lessons, that's all we're going to cover. That's the ones that you'll use the most. Now here's an example of the way thirds get used in a song. This is Van Morrison's Brown Eyed Girl. The hook line, the intro hook line for that, is a sequence of scale tone thirds in a couple different keys. It's in the key of G. You don't need to know that, but our root note for G is the 2nd string at the 8th fret. The sequence of thirds goes 1, 2, 3, 2, 1. Hear that? So the rhythm, then you have the same thing from C, which is the 2nd string at the 13th fret. 1, 2, 3, 2, 1. Then it goes back to the 1st sequence. And then this part right here, that's not a third, that's a 5th. That's a third. Then you have single notes. So you have 1, 2, 3, 2, 1 in G, 1, 2, 3, 2, 1 in C, 1, 2, 3, 2, 1 back in G, and this off of a D third. So there's an example of how thirds get used in tunes. We'll see you the next time.